This is a video of my nano VNA. I'm just going to quick run through some SWR readings on my various antennas here. This is my KLM beam with the 40-meter Moxon attached to it, so it has changed the SWR curve on the 10-meter band. This is the entire band, 28 to 29.3. Our high point here at the low end, I'm a CW op, and we're at 2.25. The one positive thing though is that is a resonant point there with the Smith chart, so that's a good radiating point down there in my part of the band. The low point, if I bring this down, is also a resonant point, and that's about 28.6. And then we see the very high, very high, and so much of the CW portion, sideband portion of the band is excellent SWR and multiple resonant points, so efficient antenna. I've got my Omni 7 on 2810, and let's just hit tune here. Let's see, first thing I got to do is just switch over. So we have the antenna connected to the radio, and we hit tune, and we're at 2.31 by my LP100A at 2810, 28010 megahertz. So let's flip this back over, and we see that matches the nano VNA very closely. All right, I'm going to reach over here and go to 15 meters, and it looks like I'm tuned there at the CW portion. Again, I'm a CW op. Let's see, the VNA, I need to change that now. I have the antenna back on the VNA, so we'll put our start frequency at 21. This is weird doing this, watching it through the phone. And then we'll put the stop frequency at 21.450. We actually just had a storm go through about an hour and a half ago. We got 1.5 inches of rain. We got some wind blowing out there, and I have my tower cranked down to about 35 feet. So some of these readings are a little different than ideal because of the lower height of the antenna. Like on 15 meters, this will be 1-to-1 with the tower up higher. But nevertheless, I lost my scale here on the side, but what does it tell us up here? If I can read this, 1.6 on the very high end, 1.16 there at its low, and our resonant is a little off center here right now. I think if the antenna was more at its operating height, we would see that all correct, but still very good. Oh, there's our scale came back, so you can see under 1.75 to 1 for the entire band. So again, the 40-meter Moxon has affected the band, but not negatively as far as operation, and it works. I can't tell any difference with using the Moxon. All right, let's well, here, just for fun, it says my low point there is what frequency, if I can read this in the phone, 21.4.148. So let's go over here to the radio, and we're on 15. Let's go to 148 over here at the radio for fun, and we'll just double check. We can hear this guy tapping away. We've switched the antenna to the radio, and we're 0.26 to 1 there at the low point, so very nice. Okay, let's go to 20 meters, and we'll flip back over to the VNA, and we'll need to change the start and stop here points. (14 megahertz) to a stop point of 14. Yeah. Hands messing that up. 14.350 megahertz. And there's our 20 meter curve. So again, you can see below 2 to 1. The low end of the band I lost, and this again, with the antenna cranked down, I could probably, this will change a little bit, but again, being a CW op, I should probably play around with that and adjust this up a little bit, because it's so flat on 20. And notice the resonant point here is just excellent. Where is our cursor? It's way up here at the very high end of the band. So when you start bringing that around, that antenna just stays resonant. There's a resonant point where it's exactly resonant. If you watch that green curve, here at its lowest SWR, we're at 14,185-ish, or a little above. And there's another resonant point where you're dead resonant. Up here on my CW, I was noticing earlier portion, I'm a little farther away from that than maybe that would be optimum, but still very good. Let's just double check this now. Let's go back over here to the radio. We'll flick this back. Let's go through our band stack and get up. Here's 14,239. And we're at 125, 124. So it's just matches the, well, let me go back to put the antenna back on the VNA, and we see it's just the same, very flat across the whole top sideband portion of the band. Let's go to 40 meters. And we'll go to the radio. I've got a remote coax switch out on the tower, so we'll switch that over to the feed line for the 40. We will put the VNA back on the line here, and we'll go to 7 megahertz, and we'll go to a stop frequency of 7.3 megahertz. Did I get it? 7.373. Something's not right. Let's try that again. Start at 7 and end at 7.3 megahertz. There we go. And again, the tower's down lower. Use this will be 1-to-1 on this antenna. It's just a beautiful SWR curve on this Moxon. So this is the wire antenna on my QRZ page. You'll see hanging under the wrapped around the KLM beam. So let's see, our high spot here, it's saying is 2.25 at 7,300. Watch the resonant points. There's 3 of them on this crazy thing. So there's one right there where the antenna really sings. It's just a little below 2-to-1 here at this point with the antenna down. Let's bring it down here, and you see it curving on that Smith chart back around. And as we come here to this low, SWR matches another resonant point, and then as I go down here to CW, you see I hit another resonant point at 7139, I think it is. My low point with the tower down is a little lower. I'm about 7125 with the tower up. I think that says 7108, if I'm reading that right on the phone. So let's just go over here and put the radio up there. Let's see, band stack. Yeah, I'm way off here, but we'll just buzz it down, 7108, and bring the radio on, and we'll come over and just check it, and we're at 1.19 to 1 with the Moxon. Okay, so that's all for that. Just gives us some SWR curves to take a look at and say, yeah, that's not too bad. I wouldn't mind having that antenna. Now we'll put together some information on the wire lengths. Actually, I just did that a minute ago. Let's see if I've got it here. For that Moxon, this is such chicken scratch. I hate to show you what I was sketching out, but the driven element on that Moxon is 68 foot 6 inches, and the reflector is 71 foot 10 inches. And I'll get some information together as to how the wire is deployed on the antenna. 7-3, this is November 8, Echo Mike.